Hey, this is Jason Cruz here once again with another episode of The Interview. And today we are talking with Helen Peralta as she is preparing for the PFL Challenger Series. February 24th, she faces Lisa Mauldin, I believe. Is that how you pronounce her name? Uh, and first and foremost, Helen, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I just got my hair cut. I got
Oh,
my
nice.
eyebrows done.
Oh,
I'm
you got it
feeling
lined
deadly
up.
and pretty. Oh yeah,
Nice.
just for you, for your
Oh,
interview.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, where am I finding you is aside from being inside your car?
Oh, I'm outside of the mall because I just got my eyebrows done.
Oh, okay.
And
No, I'm just saying what city are we finding you in?
Iowa City in Iowa.
Iowa. Okay. All right. Now, is there do you usually have a fresh cut before fights?
Yeah, we'll get another one before a fight. You have to look good. You can't just kick ass. You have to do it while you look good.
Oh,
That's real skills.
that is real skills. That is real skills. Now, tell me a little bit about how your training camp is. Tell me where you train and how has the training been for the fight?
Oh, mainly I train at Ground Zeroes MMA in Fairfield, Iowa, but I am in the process of moving to Rockford, Illinois. So up there, I have a very good friend of mine, Shane Adams. It's called Northern Illinois Combat Club. So I train there too. I have some good training partners on the wrestling side because I think my opponent's a wrestler. I'm not sure yet. And then I'm also close to Chicago where I go test my hands, Gregory Boxing. They have some really good boxers there. And Coach Wayne Gregory is an amazing coach, not just for like the training part, but he gets it. He understands the absurdity of life. So I relate really well with him.
Awesome, awesome. That sounds great. So, how long have you been in Iowa?
In Iowa, I think about 10 years. I used to live in New York and then somehow I ended up in Iowa.
How did you end up in Iowa?
Well, sometimes you gotta hide.
How no? So, where does one do? Now, I am out here in Seattle, Washington, but how does I mean I'm interested just with the Midwest and all that other stuff. What does one do in Iowa for fun? Is I get it that it's flat and everything, but what does one do for fun in Iowa?
I couldn't tell you. I don't do much for fun. I started training. It was already late for me. I
Mhm.
was 27 years old, and I don't like being mediocre. Anything I do it well. I know it sounds a little cocky, but there's not everything I touch turns into gold because I concentrate on that 100%. So I've been so focused on training that after a fight, I get 2 weeks off and I never know what to do because that's when I realize I don't have any friends outside of my training partners. I don't have a social life. I don't have kids. I just train and I nap and I just work. That's all I do. I want to be good at this. And I know it requires single focus. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So you kind of need that kind of mindset in order to make it to the top.
Yeah. So you actually had your last fight wasn't too far off. It was in November, and you got the W out in an LFA event. And now you're back in the cage to fight this February. Tell me a little bit about how you got this PFL Challengers opportunity.
I heard that they were through a friend of mine. He's a manager. I think he had somebody else in that tournament. So he brought it up to me, and I brought it up to because I was signed with Invicta FC. And Shannon Knapp, the president of Invicta, she's super cool. She's always advocating for the fighter. She wants you to take the best opportunities. So she's acting as my manager. So I told her about it. And she said it was a good opportunity. She has a good relationship with PFL. She released me from my contract so that I can pursue this opportunity. And since then, I've been focusing on that.
So tell me a little bit about the relationship with Shannon Knapp. I hear good things about her, and it does sound like she is looking out for you because you just said she released you from your contract. How long were you supposed to be remaining with Invicta FC?
I had one more fight left.
Okay, and so she just released you from that and to get this opportunity.
Yep, she's just like that. She just wants the fighters to go as far as they can, with whatever they have in front of them. And if you ask her any advice, I asked her advice about fighting for some other promotion, and she encouraged me to do it.
Awesome. So just tell me a little bit about now. Uh, you are you prospecting for the opponent, or are you just kind of just training to make sure your body is right for this fight?
You're the first one to word a question like that. And the second is the truth. I don't prepare to one opponent because I had very bad luck with people backing out last minute, or maybe people get injured all the time. If you're a true competitor, you want to train as hard as you can. And for some of us, it's really hard to know when to take it easy, when to slow down, and things happen. So I don't want to focus on only one person for weeks and then I'll fight somebody else. So instead, I decided to focus on the things that I know I have to work on. Plus, I'm getting ready to be part of a tournament where you don't get to pick your opponent. So instead of focusing on one person, I decided to focus on one person, Helen Peralta, me, making sure that I'm 100%, making sure my body is ready, my mindset is ready. On fight week, then I'm not busy because I will be in Orlando and I won't be able to, get distracted with doing things, working, training. Then I'll take the time to watch her fights and see what she does well and how we can capitalize on it. But as of now, I watched about 30 seconds of one of her fight because my coach was watching it. And then I went and just to get my graps on and my training clothes. I didn't watch the full fight, but I will go back and watch her fights on fight week.
Let's talk about a little bit about fight work. Obviously, making weight is important. What do you like to do during your fight weeks? Do you like to be with your team? Do you like to be a little social, or are you more of an introspective type of person, like to stay in your room and kind of get in that zone?
Well, for me, I'm fighting at 125 now. When I used to fight at 115, yeah, I had to be really careful with my diet and I had to do salt water manipulation and it was hard. But now at 125, I have a little belly at weigh-in. That's a full gas tank. I love food. I enjoy life better now that I'm fighting at a more natural weight class. So I don't have an issue making weight. And I'm very good with my diet. I'm also a professional chef. So I cook all of
Oh,
my meals. Although for this one, because I'm traveling, I think I'm gonna get someone to do that for me, so that I don't have to worry about that, and then I can actually watch my opponent's fights and remember her name and things like that. And but nothing fancy. I usually stay by myself because I'm quiet. I don't need to be babysat. If my coach were to just show up on fight day, that would be totally okay with me. I don't mind being alone. I like walking to interacting with the other fighters. I like doing interviews for the promotion. I love the camera. I don't know. I'm not shy.
so wait a minute. So you're a professional chef, is that correct?
That is true.
So, I mean, do you watch? I know you said cutting weight's not that bad, but do you watch like these Top Chef or Chopped or all these other types of shows and think that you could be on them?
Actually, I binge watched the show Shop at one point to my last fight because I got stitches, so I couldn't spar, and I love sparring. I'm like, if I go to the gym, I'm gonna end up sparring, and you shouldn't get hit, you should let it
Mhm.
heal. So I started like I needed something to watch because I don't have a life, I don't have a social life. So I started binge watching, and it was fun to watch. I never, you can be old and fat and be a chef. So I decided to put that in the back burner and focus on fighting because you need to be young and fit. So for now, I'm focusing on this. If it comes up down the line, I wouldn't mind doing it because I'm really good in front of the camera and I'm a very good cook.
Now, what is your specialty?
I would call it fusion cuisine
Okay.
because I like food from different different backgrounds from different countries. I don't put myself in a box when it comes to cooking. I can do anything from fine dining. I work at fine dining restaurants in New York when I was younger, and I can also just take up ramen noodles and chop some vegetables and hook it up and make it fancy too.
Nice, nice. I mean, you definitely sound like someone who should be on one of those fast cook shows like Chopped. Now, speaking of reality shows, I know you were a contestant on The Ultimate Fighter season 30. Was that the Nunez, Amanda Nunez?
Juliana Peña and Amanda Nunes.
Yeah. So, what did you get? I mean, and actually, you did your fight was against Caitlin Neal, who is in PFL Challengers here too. Um, what did you gather from them from that whole experience?
Um, well, I did learn a lot from the coaches. That the only good thing that came out of the Ultimate Fighter was that I got to meet Amanda Nunes again, and I got to meet Juliana Peña. I got to train with Juliana Peña, and that's where I met Coach Wayne from Gregory Boxing, who was the
Oh,
best thing that happened to me in 2022. And so those were the things I got out of it. I didn't, it wasn't anything about like technique or anything like that. It was more about work ethic and how to approach the big show.
And so you got. I'm sorry. Were you on Juliana's team, Juliana Pena's team?
Yeah, I was in Juliana's team.
What did you get from her specifically as far as being the as she was the captain in your team? Did she interact with you guys, the fighters, a lot, or was she more kind of like when it was the camera was on, she came and did her thing? How was she?
Oh, she was really good. And not only that, I even after the show, I went and I trained with her because she trains in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
That's why, yeah. So I actually trained with her for weeks even after the shows. So she's actually one of the best training partners I ever had because there's a lot of ego involved in martial arts, and I travel a lot for training, and I always have to like let people get the best of me so that they don't get mad and butt hurt. I don't have to do that with her. Actually, like I would trash talk her, and she would be on top of me beating me, and I'll be like, "Is that all you got?" Like there was
And she
the
liked it?
it was very good. Yeah, it was so much fun. She's just as crazy as I am, so it was a good fit. It was a good experience.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Uh, so 2023, what is your hopes for 2023? Obviously, we get a W here in a couple weeks. So are we hoping for PFL to be a part of the PFL season at some point?
Oh, absolutely! I won the $1 million, baby.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Helen, thank you so much for your time. You fight February 24th, Lisa Mauldin, PFL Challenger Series 2023. We will be watching on YouTube or Fubo TV. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of Iowa City before you move, and we'll be watching.
Oh, thank you for having me. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye.